Back, ladies and gentlemen, with our main topic today. Well, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi met on Wednesday with Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouri, Chief of General Intelligence Service Abbas Kamel, and members of the National Alliance for Civil Development Work. Ambassador Bassam Radi, presidential spokesperson, stated that the President directed to increase the financial support to the Alliance to support its community activity. While to shed more light on this, we have the pleasure to have with us today our dear guest, Ambassador Ayoub, Mahmoud Ayoub, Minister of Commercial. Good morning, sir.
Very good morning to you and to the viewers.
Well, Your Excellency, could you talk to us about the National Alliance for Civil Development Work activities?
This alliance is a focal point for the civil society because it is the vanguard and the leader of the activities of all the organizations who are working in this field.
Yes.
It coordinates their efforts together to reach the goals of the state as far as civil society is concerned. We have a lot to do, and especially after the COVID.
Yes.
And especially after the repercussions, the economic repercussions of the COVID, whether locally or internationally.
Yes.
It is very important to coordinate the efforts of the civil society organizations, and there is a lot of them and working in this respect, and they are more not badly needed but more needed than before.
Yes. Yes.
This is one thing. Other thing is that this society or any alliance or any organization cannot work in the desert alone. They should be cooperating with the government organizations at the same time, and also when there are directions from the highest level of authority in the country, the president himself, to support their activities. This means that we are in good hands, and there is a lot to be done, and there is a lot which has been done during the last few years. We are very pleased with what we have done, and we will continue what we are doing, not only in the countryside, but also in the remote areas which were usually neglected in the previous regimes.
Yes. Your Excellency, what are the kind of support does the state provide to the alliance?
First of all, it is administration.
Yes.
This is a part. We will not speak about it. Second is the finance. Because in many instances, we find that we have big projects for literacy, for example, for re-employment, or for the unemployment, or for microcredits, or for clean water supply to remote areas.
Yes.
In some cases, we find that it needs financial support from the government, and when the president ordinates that 1 billion Egyptian pounds will be directed to the NGOs, we are very pleased that the president himself is keen to see that the most needy, because our area, or our market, if I can say market, is the most needy. Those who are less privileged, those who need assistance from the NGOs and the government. When the president interferes and adds 1 billion Egyptian pounds, this means that we are in good hands, and there is a lot to be done as far as the proper expenditure is concerned.
Yes.
This money should go to the most needy only, not in advertisements or not in anything like that, not in management, but for those who need it. And there is a lot, especially after the COVID. Many people have lost their jobs. The government supported them in the beginning by giving them 500 pounds, I think, at that time, a couple of years back. But what the president wants and what we are doing, actually, we are not supporting the people by giving them food, but teaching them how to earn
their living.
It is as simple as this.
Yes.
And this is one important thing. This is what we do. We encourage people, we educate them, we re-educate them, we sometimes give them vocational training so that they can cope with the needs of the market needs today.
Yes.
Because many people love their jobs, and they are unemployed anymore, and they need their livelihood needs to be supported in some way, because I'm not speaking about individuals. I'm speaking about families. Whole families in the countryside, in the cities, lost their source of income, and they needed to be supported in some way or other. When we supply, let's say, as an example, clean water to the remote areas, I look to the other face of the coin. If I do not supply clean water, so they drink unclean water.
Yes.
This means that the health will be affected. So the cost, this is a very small example. The cost would be very high for the economy, for the community, and for the government also, because they will go to the public hospitals,
yes,
and they need to have medication.
Yes.
And this is what we do. We are helping the people to help themselves. We are helping them to generate income for their own selves. When we I'll give you another example. I spoke about the water. When we give microcredit to the families in the remote areas, in the countryside,
yes,
in the villages, we use a very small amount of money, and help this woman, this widow or whatever, to raise chicken or goats or sheep or whatever, and how to market its product. In many cases, we find that they go, well, we produce, for example, eggs, for example, or chicken or whatever. How will we sell it? We help them by cooperatives, cooperate with each other, and
yes,
so they reach to the market,
yes,
to minimize the cost of intermediaries. This is a very important thing,
yes,
which people ignore. We
yes,
minimize the cost of intermediaries and help those people to get the right share in the selling price of any commodity. When we speak about the eggs or microcredit for the women, we are speaking about raising the standard of living
yes,
the level, and
yes,
also it will be reflected on their own health and also what they need from the government.
yes. Yes, Your Excellency, Ambassador Ayoub, can you elaborate on how the alliance works for the progress of the community?
It has an important role, and a very important role, because the progress of the community is not only the job of the government, although the government
yes,
is doing its job. Still, because the NGOs and the alliance has a job to do, that is to help the government organization and also the individuals,
yes,
to cooperate together to raise the standard of living, to minimize the unemployment, also
yes,
for training,
yes,
also for marketing, as I mentioned earlier, and also in creating new areas of interest, because in some cases he wants to work but does not know what to do. So we give him the tools and give him training, and this is very important for the individuals to come to the alliance and to the NGOs which are working, and there is a lot of them, thousands of them, I can say, in Egypt, are working in this respect, and we need to cooperate together,
yes,
to ensure that unemployment is less and income is high. This is one thing. Other thing is that when we see that some people are leaving the agricultural land and coming to the cities, this is something which we are trying in every possible way to curtail or minimize. That is
yes,
creating areas of income for them in the countryside, in their fields, the agro-industry, so very small agro-industry which we help. As I mentioned, the microcredit which we give to the peasants in the countryside, especially the landless and families, and there's a lot of landless families.
yes,
So we're helping them. So what we do is really creating hope,
yes,
creating hope in the future. It will be better, not
yes,
could be better. It will be better if you move, and this is what the NGOs do, and they have always to do this. And we sacrifice our time and our effort, because NGOs basically they are volunteers.
yes,
We are not paid. We are paid by Allah or by God, but there's
yes,
something else. We are
yes,
not paid.
yes,
This means that the cost of any projects when the employees are not paid, so a good part of the cost is
yes,
nullified.
yes. In this regard, the President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi also in his meeting stressed on the importance of encouraging the charity work. So if you would like
Encouraging?
charity work.
Yes.
Yes,
Well,
charity.
I will, charity work, we call it to the same thing, community service.
Community
It
service,
is
yes.
community service. Why I say community service? Because we need to help the people to help themselves.
Yes.
Charity is, by religion, there is charity. And sadaqat and zakat.
Yes.
It is a part of our religion.
Yes.
We respect it and we have to work for it.
Yeah.
We try to help the people, to encourage them to help themselves and to create hope in their minds and their mindset that you can do something for yourself. Don't wait me to give you a loaf of bread tomorrow or package of 20 kg of foods for Ramadan. No, we prefer that we help them to work. Whatever the age is or the gender is, they can work, they can do something for themselves. But we should give the means or the basics so that they can help themselves. You cannot do it all alone. When we say give them a very small amount of money with which not to eat, but rather to buy something, process it and sell it.
Yes.
It is a very simple. Buy something, process it and resell it. When I say process it, this is a value addition.
Yes.
This means I'm buying for 10 and selling for 14 or 15. A very small example. So charity work is important, and we call it community service, and this should be the main goal and the main objective of the NGOs working in Egypt, and it is all over the world, by the way. But in Egypt, we focus on creating good opportunities for reproduction or production of the needed commodity or service at this time in this location. It is very important because the needs of the community are changing with time. And after the COVID, we found that many people needed to change what they do.
Yes.
And we help them in this transformation so that we create, or they are always a positive factor, and we need, when the president gives the money needed for this change, or sometimes some small tools, or not big machinery, or instruments are used by them so that they can for plumbing, for example, or for panel beater or whatever. There are very small jobs which we only and for sanitary at home. We give them just the tools, just a box of tools. We buy it for them at the cost price, not at created price. And in this way, we are increasing the value addition of each individual who is keen to work. And this is very, very important. It is very important that I encourage those who are keen to work, and those who do not want to work should know that it is better for them, for their livelihood, for the family, that they have to work and move even to another location so that when there are better job opportunities. For example, I'll give you an example. I have been to Siwa. I have seen the palm trees there and the dates. Wonderful dates. But at a certain time of the year, September, or almost September, they need manpower.
Yes.
Just to collect the dates and sort it and deliver it to packaging factory, which there are a lot. There are 3 or more in Siwa. So at this time of the year, when those who are unemployed in the valley can go to Siwa, a good part of them can go to Siwa, they have a very good work opportunity. And for them, for 3 months there in Siwa, they are enjoying the nature and the clean nature and doing something and helping themselves, not helping the Siwi people, but helping themselves to come back to the valley with a good amount of money with which they can resume the education in the university. We are encouraging the new generation, which is very important, boys and girls, to find jobs where it is needed and in the occupations which sometimes need training, and we give them training. On location, we give them training where in agriculture or in small scale industries, which you are helping them. In this way, the NGOs, the civil society has a role to play, and it plays it, and when the government steps in, that the president steps in and gives $1 billion, this means that the government is keen to raise the standard and minimize the areas of suffering of the
Yes.
people in Egypt. We are
Yes.
very pleased for that.
Yes, but it's very good that the president believes in the importance of the role played by the charity work, as the people doing the charity work are volunteers, not just people doing their duty or a governmental duty or something.
When the government, the president, give this amount of money, is encourage charity work.
Yes.
Why? Because when we see that my neighbor is giving to this project and this project is successful, it will encourage me to give you part of my charity or sadaqat or zakat.
Yes.
In many cases, our finance is coming from zakat or 1/10 of
Yes.
our
Yes.
Christian brothers and sisters.
Yes.
So
People are
encouraging-
helping each other.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
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 We are together. We put the zakat
Yes.
and the ashur 1/10 and make a project for the most needy and the less advantaged in the.
Yes,
When
and
we buy, for
yeah.
example, I'll give another example.
Yes, please.
When you buy for kidney dialysis in one hospital and they needed it, and their own resources cannot buy this machine. We buy it for them and encourage the those who do not know that. And when we go to the hospital for kidney dialysis, it is available now.
Yes.
So we are giving him a hope of life,
Yes.
or better life. This is one thing. Helping the hospital is second thing. Third, we are using the money of the charity, or let us say the zakat and the ashur, in the most proper way to satisfy the most needed thing at this moment in this location. Charity is very important, and charity is a part of the religion, and
Yes.
all the religions there is charity.
Yeah.
We give it the name of the community service. It is okay, so that the Christians, the Muslims, and the others can lend a hand and put their money or their bodies together to push the ship forward. So we have always to move forward, and
Yes.
we are rowing together in the same boat.
Yes.
When I say
Yeah.
the charity organizations or the NGOs or civil society organizations, what they are doing, we are cooperating, or we are rowing in the same boat, so that we can implement the goals of 2030 sustainable development goals for Egypt, which the government also has mentioned this in several
Yes.
instances. And we are doing our effort, and at low cost, and in many cases at no cost, because we are volunteers, and volunteering is
Yes.
a part of social, will I say,
Yeah.
social conscience of a
Yes.
human being. He should be doing something for the others, and we
Yes.
are doing a lot in this respect, and we should be encourage the others to do the same. And
Yes.
please come and compete us
Yes.
in this respect.
Yes. Ambassador Ayoub, also the Alliance help to raise the standard of education and improve education.
You touched a very important point. When we say that illiteracy in Egypt is 23% or
Yes.
24%, this means that I have a big area of education, of job, of work to do. This is literacy. It is as simple as that. We have a way called concentrated language CLE, concentrated language encounter, which is used by the Rotarians all over the world, not only
Yeah.
in Egypt. We used it in Egypt for the women, and we can efficiently reach the stage of complete learning and mathematics and arithmetic, will I say, in just 8 months. When we say that they finish their primary school and they cannot write a sentence, proper sentence, but we do it at a low cost, and I will say at no cost to the government.
Yes.
We are helping. The literacy is very important. Any development plan in any country in the world needs literate people. I will give you an example. In 73 war, who were the backbone of the government? The literate soldiers, not illiterate soldiers. So we have a good example. To win victory in life, in community service, in our livelihood, in economic field, we need literate employees, not illiterate or half literate. And this is very important. Half literate is very, very dangerous to the organization.
Yes.
So we are helping people for literacy by our concentrated language encounter, which has been performed and tested in Beheira, in Alexandria, in El Sohag, in El Fayoum, in other, and in Aswan, we have even constructed a school for the CLE in Aswan, so that they come and have education in just 8 months. He is completely literate. When I say literate, he can calculate and divide and all these arithmetic things which we need, he or she.
Yeah.
And in many cases, and in most cases, we focus on women because they have chain reaction.
Yes.
They create more effect on the community. When we educate women, she will educate her husband, her father, her kids, her brothers and sisters. She will tend to educate them so that they will be literate like her. But if you educate a boy, okay, go educate boys, but they will have education and will go and find the work for themselves. So education is very important, and illiteracy is tarring our image. We should work and focus on literacy in any possible. Those who say we are doing and we are doing, please do something in literacy. If you mean to do something, go and tackle the problem of literacy. I am speaking about the alphabetical literacy, not computer literacy, not yet. But we need, this is the minimum. How can we proceed without the literate? As I mentioned now, when they have a literate soldier, he was something else. Higher standard, and he won a war.
Yes.
So we are very pleased for what is being done, but there is a lot to be done, and we should be done now, not tomorrow.
Yes, and also, Your Excellency, Ambassador Ayoub, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi allocated the year 2022 as the year of civil society. I thank you very much for your valuable information. Thank you for joining us today, Ambassador Mahmoud Ayoub, Minister Commercial.
Thank you very much. Thank you to the viewers.
My pleasure. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for following me in this segment of The Breakfast Show. I leave you with the rest of the segments of The Breakfast Show.